Galloway. Got it, Skipper. Yeah, I'll bring him. He's my partner, after all.
What have we got?
New case. White female dumped in plain sight in the grass at the end of Hill Street. Hacks are all over it. Captain's trying to fend them off.
That sounds awfully similar.
The first rule of police work is make no assumptions until you've seen the evidence. Skipper wants you to have your newspaper face on, college boy. I think I know the place.
Oi, gente boa, beleza? Aqui é o Kaique, bem contamos com a nossa série aqui do L.A. Noire, certo? Tô com a roupinha nova aqui, ela é desses trajes aqui, ó, Sunset Strip, certo? Eu consegui desbloquear ela aqui jogando um pouquinho off, então agora eu tenho 5 trajes. Então foi isso aí que eu desbloqueei, certo? Bom, vocês viram ali, né? O caso da borboleta. E a mulher morreu, né? Vocês viram mais ou menos o cara que matou ela. E na hora que a gente for julgar os dois suspeitos aqui na delegacia, a gente vai ter que julgar o cara certo, né? Se a gente julgar o cara errado, a gente ganha. Além de a gente não receber pontuação positiva no final, a gente recebe uma bronca do nosso chefe, né? Então temos que fazer a coisa certa.
You did a decent job on the Henry case, Phelps. Not bad for your first time at bat.
Thanks, Rusty.
Don't go getting ahead of yourself. That's one clearance under your belt. Now it's a new day with a new dead lady that needs our attention.
No assumptions until we see the evidence, right?
Right. See, I knew you were a fast learner, Phelps. We might get along after all.
Now, boys, you know as much as I do. I'll be holding a press conference once the autopsy's been completed. I have 2 of my finest investigators on the case, fresh from bringing down the sword of justice on the crazed sex...
Captain, aren't there similarities between this murder and the murder of Celine Henry? And of Elizabeth Short, for that matter?
So you don't believe there's a crazed sex killer at large preying on women?
Boys, be sensible. We have the greatest police force in all the world, with the greatest scientific investigators at our disposal. How can any killer continue to beat that? Be advised. We keep the gas chamber at San Quentin primed for the sons of Cain who continue to believe they can take a life in the City of Angels.
Yeah, right. Any new leads in the Dahlia case?
Run along, boys, and let these officers get to work. We have God's work to do here, and it can't be delayed.
What do we have, Captain?
Another woman sacrificed. Speak to Carruthers. I want daily reports, gentlemen.
Beleza, vamos lá falar com o policial aqui.
Detective, I was first on scene.
You find her, Gonzalez?
Not me. A family out for a stroll. I was first reporting.
Can you show me the body?
It's under the pepper tree, this way.
Ok, mostra aí o caminho, cara. Vamos lá. Bom, galera, eu decidi, tá? Fazer meu parceiro dirigir, né? Porque ele não faz nada, é um vagabundo, não ajuda em porra nenhuma, a gente faz tudo. E então eu decidi botar ele pra dirigir. É bom que acelera o vídeo, né? Não deixa ele tão longo assim, né? Vocês aproveitam um pouco mais. Bom, vamos ativar aqui a intuição e ver as pistas aqui na cena do crime. Ó, tem uma aqui.
The stopping angle in the Henry case, was it reported in the press?
Sure was. Every detail a copycat would want was there in the story.
Ok, vamos olhar as outras pistas e por último a gente olha o corpo. Vamos olhar aqui essa bolsa. Drade Moller, Associação de Pais e Mestres.
Oh, we have a name. Can you run Deirdre Muller by RNI?
Back in a second.
The
Dinheiro.
motive was robbery. Why not take the money?
Não era roubo, cara. Eu acho que ela falava, ó, aquela mulher vai morrer mesmo, é isso aí. Bom, vamos olhar aqui o corpo. Vamos falar com o Carruthers.
To what? The Dahlia? I don't think so.
Celine Henry.
That's a closed case. This is probably another sad sack who lost his temper with a broad who wouldn't put out.
Are you a suspect, Rusty?
Watch your mouth, Phelps. All I'm saying is we've got enough to do without reopening closed cases.
Talk me through it, Mal.
Severely battered, on display, Footprints would indicate that she has been stomped. Size of the footprints would seem to indicate a smallish men's shoe. What size shoe did Mendez wear?
You finished?
No, I'm not. At a glance, I would say strangulation was the cause of death. I'll need to do further tests for semen.
Angry boyfriend. If they were married, they'd be at home, not humping out here in Lover's
Thank you very
Lane.
much for your help.
You mind if I examine the body?
Be my guest.
Vamos lá. Primeiro vamos olhar aqui os braços. A outra anel
What's this mark?
arrancada.
Cut on a finger.
Fourth finger, left hand, a wedding or engagement ring, violently removed.
Outro anel arrancado. Vamos olhar nesse aqui.
Looks like she was tied up.
It does at first, but that would leave a mark on her other wrist too. I think her watch might have been torn off.
Estranho. Foi pisoteada. É bem claro isso. E... Eita merda.
Find anything interesting?
Look at your mark. It's very...
Distinctive. I'll do some comparisons back at the lab and get back to you.
Foi enforcada, velho. E apanhou bastante, viu?
Detectives, R&I says that Deirdre Mahler of 130 North Bonnie Bray was reported missing this morning by her husband, Hugo Mahler.
What'd I tell you?
Vamos lá.
Let's grab the husband, take him downtown, and work him over. We could have this wrapped up by lunchtime.
What about not making assumptions and going on the evidence?
Ele sempre acha que o culpado é o marido, mas nesse caso aqui eu acho que não é o marido não, cara. Mas ele disse que na maioria dos casos é sempre o marido que é o culpado, então a gente não pode duvidar, né? Bora, meu irmão, venha, dirige aí.
You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Cansei de dirigir nesse jogo, só dirigir em perseguição agora, bora. Venha.
Over here, Rusty.
Hold on, I'm coming. There still might be some play in the boyfriend angle.
I thought we were on our way to lock up the husband.
If it doesn't work out, that is.
Deirdre Muller has suffered enough. More than enough. You shouldn't make disparaging comments about her without even the slightest inkling of what she was like.
She was a woman, wasn't she? Well, around about my third divorce, I realized women might not be the pure angels we imagine. You're married, ain't you, Phelps?
Don't make any insinuations about my wife.
Hey, she's a woman.
She's the mother of my children.
You're a father, Cole? But don't tell me your eyes don't bend.
This conversation is over.
Residência dos Mahler. Chegamos. Vamos lá.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Is your father home?
He'll be home soon. He's been out looking for Mommy.
What's your name, miss?
Michelle Eloise Mahler?
Can we come in?
I suppose so.
Thank you. Could you have a seat for me, Michelle? We're gonna have a look around.
Vamos olhar aqui a casa dele antes que ele chegue, né? Porque quando ele chegar aqui ele vai falar, não, não é pra olhar não, que não sei o que, o caralho. Vamos ver. Olha, olha o que achamos aqui. O relógio. Provavelmente o anel. A caixa, né?
Elgin wristwatch. Probably the same one snatched from her body.
Lembrando, galera, que eu já zerei esse jogo, tá? Mas eu zerei uma vez, então eu não lembro de tanta coisa, mas de algumas coisas eu lembro, né?
No sign of a
Vamos
wedding ring.
concordar, né? É, realmente os relógios, o relógio, o anel foram desaparecidos. Vamos aqui olhar esses sapatos. Olha, size 8.
Work boots. Size 8.
Ou seja, tá no número 41. Vamos ver aqui. Tem uma coisa bem errada aqui quando eu tava jogando aqui um pouquinho off nesse caso, que eu já joguei um pouquinho. Vocês vão ver mais pra frente o porquê, né? Vamos falar com ela aqui agora.
Is this about Mommy? Daddy is trying to find her. Please tell me she's okay.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Michelle, but your mother is dead. Do you think you could answer a few questions for us?
Could try.
Bora lá nas perguntas. Último contato
When
com a
did you
vítima.
last see your mother?
Yesterday afternoon, I went to a dance at Belmont High. Mommy was supposed to pick me up, but she didn't show.
So what did you do then?
I was upset. Daddy came instead.
Você tá olhando muito pro lado, eu não tenho dúvida mesmo.
So you were hanging around the school for quite a while. What happened with your father?
I don't know. I called and finally he answered. He came straight away then.
Álibi do marido, relógios e anéis
Some of your
desaparecidos.
mother's jewelry was missing. Can you describe her things?
A ring, a watch. I never paid much attention to that stuff.
Ó, vou chutar a verdade, vai. Vamos ver aqui, deixa eu ver minha intuição, remover uma resposta. É verdade, né? Tá até sentido não prestar muita atenção em objetos pessoais, né? Vamos ver.
I know it's painful, Michelle. This may be important. She wore a wedding ring?
Mommy chose it herself. A rose gold wedding band and a matching diamond and ruby engagement ring.
She wore a watch?
Yes, a yellow gold Elgin watch. Daddy bought it for her birthday. We had a fight. It was kind of a makeup present.
Your mom and dad are happily married?
What are you saying? Of course they are.
Sério? Tem certeza? Acho que não, viu?
They weren't happy, were they, Michelle? Did your father ever hit your mother?
Just the once. She said she would leave him if he ever did it again. He bought her a brooch pin to make up for it. And he always wore her golden butterfly.
Thanks, Miss Muller. You've been very brave.
Hey! What gives?
Daddy, the police
Go to your
are
room, please,
here.
Michelle. I'll talk to the police.
Daddy, Mommy is gone.
Go to your room, young lady. She's not even out of school. You can't come in here interrogating her like she's
Your
some
wife
kind
was
of...
found murdered this morning.
Found? What? But she only...
We have some questions that we would like to ask you.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'll do my best.
Essa parte que eu tava dizendo, galera, a tradução aqui tá meio errada nessa pergunta que eu vou fazer ele agora, tá? Mas vamos ver aí.
What size shoe do you wear, Mr. Muller?
Why do you ask?
It's routine, sir. Simple process of elimination.
9s, I think.
Aí, ó, ele falou 9, mas o sapato dele é 8 que tem no quarto dele, entendeu? Ou seja, a tradução ali da legenda tá errada. Era, na verdade, tamanho sapato 42 e não 41.
Why are you lying to me, Mr. Muller?
Why would I lie to you at a time like this?
A tradução certa é essa aqui, a bota de trabalho número 41. E lá no quando ele falou que no caso é sapato 8, então o outro é tamanho 9. Ele falou 9, né? Eu acho. Só pra tirar da jogada, mas não me engana não.
That's funny. The work boots we found here are size 8s. Why lie about it if you've got nothing to hide?
Because I always get teased about the size of my feet. You know, small feet, small...
Always been true in my experience.
Ai, vamos lá.
So you were here all night. You stayed in while your wife went out to pick up your daughter?
Yes, that's correct.
Eu não acredito em você não, cara. Sua filha falou bem diferente agora há pouco.
You should come clean if you're having an affair, or if there's something going on.
I told you I was here. Were you saying I wasn't?
Sim, sua filha falou tudo.
So why did you take so long to answer the phone when your daughter called?
Okay, I went out for a while. I was driving around. It's my way of relaxing.
You phoned in a missing persons report this morning?
Yeah, that's right. My wife didn't come home last night. She left around 9:30. Michelle was out at dance. She called me to let me know that Deidre didn't turn up.
Did your wife ever go out by herself? To bars, nightclubs?
No. What are you suggesting? You suggesting my wife's loose? Now is not the time for you to be pushing me, mister.
Your daughter said you were having an argument.
We argued about who would pick up Michelle. I worked a full day. I wanted to come home, put my feet up.
Agora eu quero ver essa aqui.
Your wife was beaten and then strangled. In your case, you have no alibi and a history of violence towards your wife.
That's not true, god damn it.
É verdade verdadeira, meu filho.
It is true, Hugo. You're a violent man. You try to keep a lid on it at home, but sometimes you lost control. Your daughter and your wife were scared of you.
You don't know anything about me.
Sei sim. Sei que você deu um broche de borboleta para sua esposa para poder reatar.
I know about the golden butterfly, Hugo, and how you bought your wife off the last time you heard her.
She liked to spend money, all right? Dresses, jewelry, her hair. It drove me goddamn crazy. Do I look like a Rockefeller?
Nobody likes a cheapskate, Hugo.
Getting hostile with us is a very bad idea, Hugo.
I'm no murderer.
Make some arrangements for your daughter, and then present yourself to Central Station for questioning.
You gotta be kidding me, Phelps. Put the cuffs on him.
This is an outrage. I didn't kill my wife.
Your daughter is in the next room, Mueller, so I'm giving you a break. Don't make me change my mind, and don't make me come looking for you.
We should go back in there and bust his ass.
1, we need to break his alibi, check phone records, canvass the neighbors. 2, we have motive of domestic violence, which probably goes for half the men in LA. 3, we have no evidence tying him to the crime scene.
Hello, detective.
Uma coisa legal agora, que ali o jogo falou que eu desbloqueei um traje ali a subir de ranking. Deixa eu ver o que desbloqueou aqui. Olha, desbloqueou esse aqui, ó. Esse aqui eu vou usar em outra unidade, não agora.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard the terrible news over the radio.
And you can help us with our inquiries?
Yes, sir. They had a row last night. I heard Mrs. Mueller screaming.
Did you see Mrs. Mueller come home late last night at all?
No, not at all. I did see Mr. Mueller put something in the incinerator earlier this morning, though.
I told you he was our guy. Now let's get this bum downtown and into a cell.
Look, there he is now.
Opa, que filho da puta. Vamos pegar esse viado. Se fudeu, cara. Se fudeu mesmo.
Step away from the incinerator. Don't let him get away.
Okay, but no shooting. We need this guy to make the case.
Ok. Eu nem pensei em pegar uma pistola aqui agora. Já peguei. Foi tão rápido. Hehe. Tamanho 41.
Look good, Hugo.
O sangue ali.
I can explain the blood.
Get him booked in at Central, officer. Then put him in an interview room. We'll be speaking with him later. And inform the captain.
Yes, sir, detective.
Is there someone you can call, miss?
I don't want home, and
You need somewhere to stay, Michelle. You have other family? Grandparents? Aunts or uncle?
call Aunt Helen, but she lives in Bakersfield, and
Call her. We're gonna get someone down here from Juvenile Hall to talk to you in the meantime.
Ok. Vamos
We
agora.
gotta get some uniforms down here, clean up, take care of the kid.
Vamos telefonar aqui agora.
I'm out of here. Cole Phelps, badge
Galloway,
1247.
Homicide Division, badge number 564.
Go ahead, detective.
Can we get Ray
I need an
Baker
address
and
on
the
a
technical
Belmont
services
high
team
school.
to a house at 130
Checking for you,
North Bonnie
detective.
Bray Street. Send someone down from Juvenile Hall to
Belmont
look
High.
after a young lady.
1575 West 2nd Street.
Thanks.
Escola Belmont. Vamos pedir ajuda aqui ao nosso parceiro. Para onde devemos ir?
Detective Phelps said the coroner has a report waiting. Police morgue downtown when he's available.
Got it, KGPL.
Ok, necrotério, né?
Can you drive to this one?
Vamos
And
pro
where
necrotério.
exactly are we going?
I'm surprised, you know. I didn't make the husband for it.
Always make the husband. 9 times out of 10, it's the closest person to the vic who does the deed. God knows I've wanted to kill some wives in my day.
Lex parsimoniae.
What?
The law of parsimony. Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is most likely the correct one.
You know, you could have said that without getting all liturgical.
I'll try to dumb things down from now on.
Appreciate it. Try this one on the side. Rusty's Razor.
How's that go?
You blame the guy that's banging her.
Ah, of course. Famous Lex Ignoramus.
Rose's case is cold. Puts a lot of people away that one.
Mas dessa vez, no caso, o culpado não é o marido. Tenho certeza disso. Isso todo mundo tem certeza lá pelo início, né? Da missão, óbvio. Vamos entrar aqui no necrotério.
Phelps, Rusty, thanks for coming.
Can you blood type the shoes that we bagged and see if they're a match?
Sure. It'll all be in the report, but I'm assuming you want the details now?
Please. Cause of death is strangulation?
Correct. Take a look at the samples on the bench.
Vamos olhar aqui as cordas. Essa parte eu não lembro não. Não é essa corda. Também não é essa. Essa pode ser a última, né?
What are the normal uses for that kind of rope?
On boats, mooring lines.
Correct. Although Ray says that they're sometimes used as bell ropes in churches.
So are we looking for a sailor or a minister?
Well, in my experience, sailors seem to have the greater libido.
Was Mrs. Muller criminally attacked?
No external or internal traces of semen.
Thanks, Mal. Anything else comes up, you let us know.
Vamos usar o telefone novamente aqui.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Yes, Detective. A green 1946 coupe, registered to Mrs. Hugo Muller, has been found in the parking lot adjoining the Belmont High School and playing fields. Captain Donnelly wants you to head down there immediately to take the school janitor's statement.
Thanks, ma'am.
Agora, vamos lá. Escola Belmonte. Bora, parceiro. Faz porra
Galloway,
nenhuma.
I need you.
Keep your shirt on. I'm coming.
Faz nada, bora.
You're behind the wheel.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Escola Belmonte.
Over here, Rusty.
Not exactly the happiest of places.
Carruthers is a good man, professional, diligent. If you're working with a pro, it's easy to overlook the grim realities of a place like that.
Funny job, that. The coroners.
How so?
You don't want them enjoying their work too much. The wrong kind of man can get awfully lonely rattling around a joint full of corpses.
Rusty, that's like something out of the Pulse.
Been reading the same ones as me?
I thought you were usually too drunk to get through a magazine.
If I close one eye and squint, you can just about make out.
Escola Belmonte, 5h35 da tarde.
This is the car?
Yes, sir, Detective.
Have you looked it over?
Superficially. I was told to wait for you guys.
Thanks. We'll take it from here. What time did you see the person park the car?
Late last night, after school social, maybe 1 a.m. I've been keeping a good eye out lately. We've had problems with the child molester.
And this was the same man?
I don't know, sir. I'd like to say yes, but truth is, it was pretty dark.
All right. Tell me about this man you've been having trouble with.
He hangs near the playground, tries to befriend the children. He was around here last night before the dance.
Is he violent?
Yes, sir, I would say so, yes. There's the son of a bitch now!
Olha o pedófilozinho ali, ó. Foi ele, galera. Dá pra ver que ele tá com as mesmas roupas. A gente tem que acusar ele ali, ó. Ele que matou a mulher. Esses caras correm, viu? Correm muito, viu? Correm demais. Vamos lá. Foi ele mesmo, dá pra ver pelas costas e pela boina ali. Você corre, viu, fio? Você corre pra caralho, viu? Mas não tanto assim, bora. Venha.
What's your name?
Who's asking?
We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Name's Eli Rooney.
You've been in trouble with the law before, Eli?
Some.
What are you doing around here?
I like to keep an eye on the children.
Strictly paternal, is it, Eli?
Don't sass me, boy.
A woman was abducted here last night, Eli, and murdered.
And I would love to make you for that, you oaky motherfucker.
Well, I wouldn't know nothing about that. A woman, you say? I like 'em a little younger than that.
Turn out your pockets, Eli.
Now, why would I do that?
Because I'm about to break your fucking skull, Eli.
Olha que a gente acha
You're
aqui.
under arrest, Eli. You are in very deep trouble.
Why bother with the paperwork, Eli? I'm gonna take out my gun, and I'm gonna count to 5. Let's see how fast you can run now.
Hang on a goddamn minute. I found that thing in the parking lot.
Get some backup out here, Rusty. We need to get this one downtown and into a cell.
I'll tell them we got a kitty raper coming in. They can roll out the red carpet.
Estuprador nunca é bem-vindo. Beleza, vamos revistar esse carro aqui agora. Esse carro é de Hugo Moller, tá? Só lembrando. Não é do estuprador, não.
Blood and skin samples. We better get Ray Pinker out here.
A chave de fenda.
From a Chrysler. Could be important.
Chave de fenda não, chave de roda. Todo ensanguentado, cheio de sangue.
The overalls are stenciled HM. Muller is a mechanic. I wonder what Eli does for a living.
Ó, tem duas possibilidades. A primeira, ou Moller matou esse cara e botou as coisas no porta-malas, que na verdade é uma burrice. Ou o Eli matou a mulher bem ali, né? Que a gente lembra ali no início do vídeo. Ele matou a mulher bem ali e colocou as coisas no porta-malas da mulher pra falar que foi o outro que matou, pra gente pensar que foi o outro, ó. Ó a jogada inteligente, velho. Poderia ser da jogada inteligente, né? Se não fosse a gente descobrisse isso. É, eu acho que eu vou ficar com a segunda possibilidade, hein. Vamos lá.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need interrogation set up at Central for both suspects being held in the Muller homicide case.
Certainly, Detective. I'll get in touch with the watch commander.
Thanks for your help.
Ok, vamos voltar pra delegacia agora.
You can drive.
And where exactly are we going? I say we make Rooney for this. I think we should lay it on him. He was near the car, he had her jewelry, the DA will love him for it.
Even if he didn't do it?
Who cares whether he did it? You have kids, Phelps? He needs to be taken permanently out of harm's way.
And we let Muller slide?
For a while. He gets a free pass for now. Better not go soft on me here, Phelps.
We'll work the evidence, Rusty. Let him do the rest. Are they ready?
Moeller's in 2 and the pervert's in 1. Get in there and get a conviction.
Ok, primeiro vamos entrevistar aqui Hugo Moller.
I was door knocking all morning, but I
Here's
got
where we
a
stand,
in the
Hugo.
car in the end.
Your next door neighbor heard screaming coming from your house. You were burning your blood-stained shoes. You have no one who can confirm your whereabouts last night. Your daughter says you're a violent man. We have everything we need to send you to death row, and all you have to say for yourself is, I didn't do it.
I swear I didn't kill her. Give me that lie test. I can prove it.
Why did you burn your shoes, Hugo?
Because I knew you'd never believe me.
Você tá falando a verdade, né? Vamos ver.
Believe what?
Acertei.
It's rabbit's blood. A guy at work brought him in and I helped him skin them.
Bem explicado o sangue, hein? Acesso à corda trancada.
Do you know anything about ropes, Hugo?
As much as the next man. I was a scout. I learned some more in the army.
Sério? Vamos ver.
You learned to strangle with the rope in the army?
With rope, with my bare hands, but mainly with wire. I learned a lot of things in the army, but I still didn't kill my wife.
For argument's sake, what type of rope would you use?
If I had to, I would use a triple braid. Less flex, easier to control.
Your wife was beaten with a tire iron, Hugo. An appropriate choice of tool for a mechanic.
I know nothing about any tire iron.
Encontramos no seu porta-malas do seu carro.
You're lying, Hugo. You're gonna have to come clean on this.
You got no proof.
Tenho sim, tá no seu porta-malas, do lado da sua roupa, do seu macacão, cara. Aqui, ó.
Your wife drove a Chevrolet, Hugo. What make of car do you drive?
A Chrysler Airflow.
So I guess that explains why the tire iron that killed your wife came from a Chrysler. We found your wife's car. Someone parked it at the school late last night. Do you have anything to say about that?
It wasn't me.
Where do you keep your work clothes?
I keep them at work in my locker.
Mentiu de novo. Mentiu de novo.
Enough lies, Hugo. Your overalls put you at the scene of the crime last night.
My overalls are in the laundry of my house.
É mesmo, porque a gente achou macacão no seu carro cheio de sangue.
Green overalls, bloodstained, with the initials HM found in the trunk of your wife's car.
They can't be mine.
Why, Hugo? Because if they were yours, they'd be in the incinerator too?
Não vamos acusá-lo agora não, vamos entrevistar o outro. Alguém mais experiência.
You're a real asshole. You know that?
Agora é Eli Rooney.
We were on our way to interview Eli Rooney.
Yes, Phelps, I know. This particular fiend is an old acquaintance. I have tried to reaffirm his belief in a wrathful and terrible God. Whichever way it goes, I'll be dealing personally with him.
You look like you've had it rough.
You see me asking for your sympathy, boy?
You down on your luck, Eli?
I had worse. My family ate roadkill during the Dust Bowl.
But you have a job. A parolee has to have a job, correct?
I had me a job down in San Pedro. I'm looking for something new.
Não acredito em você não, Eli.
This place you worked have a name?
Hennessy Marine. You can't miss the place. Big yellow letters, HM out front.
They give you any workwear, Eli?
Sure. Green coverall. Dang thing was hot. Felt like I was back in the pen wearing it.
You ever tie up any of your victims, Eli?
It's not a nice thing to go calling that.
What would you call them?
I can't say. I learned a long time ago not to go talking about the things I like. Talking about it just seems to get people's dander up.
Answer the goddamn question, Rooney, before I brain you.
See what I mean? Short answer is yes.
You have any preference regarding rope, Eli?
I know a good rope from a bad rope, if that's what you mean. That's not what you mean, is it? Any old rope will do me fine.
É, tá bem sério, vamos ver.
A farm boy like you, Eli, must prefer Magay for roping. Am I right?
I prefer braid. Tie hitching braid. It stays tied.
You killed Mrs. Muller and stole her jewelry.
That ain't so. I ain't done nothing like that.
Tem certeza?
You have no job and nowhere to live by the smell of things. And you need money. You've been in trouble before, Eli. Who do you think a jury will believe?
I've been in trouble for other things, but I ain't never killed no one. I saw that car coming to the parking lot late last night. Man got changed there and then put his coveralls in the trunk. I saw him drop the butterfly in the lamplight and he strolled out, cool as you like. And I went over and I picked it up.
Não é assim que aconteceu não, Eli. Eu vou acusar ele porque eu vi ele na cena do crime, então vamos lá.
Eli Rooney, I'm charging you with the first-degree murder of Deirdre Muller.
You want to put me back in the stir that badly, boy? You go ahead and try. I'll beat that rap. I ain't a killer.
Phelps, Galloway, congratulations are at hand. Drink, boys? I think you'll receive a commendation for this one, gentlemen. In the meantime, I'll speak to the DA about expediting the passage of the case. We need swift and merciless justice for poor Deirdre.
Então é isso aí, galera. Espero que vocês tenham gostado do vídeo. Terminamos mais um caso. No próximo vídeo a gente continua com os próximos casos. E é isso aí. Valeu, falou, tchau, tchau. Fui até o próximo vídeo. Falou e fui. Opa! 5 estrelas, yeah. Foi porque a gente não dirigiu, tá bem? Eli Rooney pode esperar uma calorosa recepção do Capitão Donnelly e do Ministério Público. Então é isso aí. Valeu, falou, tchau, tchau. Fui.